Hi again. I hope you're going to like this video because I'm going to talk about how I switch between 4 different languages every day and how I've learned a few Spanish words the hard way. So yes, every single day I'm basically using 4 different languages. Firstly, obviously I'm using Estonian because it's my mother tongue. Secondly, obviously English because I've got a lot of foreign friends. And thirdly, Spanish because I am in Spain and most of my classes, no actually all of my classes are in Spanish. And fourthly, Russian, because I found a few friends here who are half Russian, so they speak Russian like me. So they've got like a kind of intermediate level, so I don't really feel intimidated when I talk to them, because usually I do. I'm always scared that this person who has like a higher level of the language than I do is going to, you know, notice my every mistake and judge me. Probably they don't, but you know, you still always have this unconscious, you know, fear. I'm not saying that everybody does, but I do. And I have to switch between them all the time, and it's just difficult. It's so difficult. For example, I was just writing on my computer in Estonian, and then my flatmate comes in and just asks something in Spanish, and then I'm immediately like, si, da, yes, what? It's just kind of difficult to find the right language, because then you start switching, like you're like on Estonian, and then, okay, wait, which one do I have to, English? No, Spanish, yes, Spanish. So it takes me like a good few seconds to finally kind of detect the language first, and then choose the right option in my head, and it's all like a freaking system, and then it's slow, and I just but I'm getting used to it step by step, but it's just it's exhausting. The other day I had to help my Russian friends who weren't that good in Spanish to explain how their friend from Germany had ordered a pair of glasses to the shop, and if they could send them to Germany. It was all a mess. So I went there and I tried to explain everything in Spanish, and then I translated all of that to Russian, and then my friends replied and asked something, and then I translated it to Spanish, and it was pretty, I for some reason, somehow, I did manage that, but it was just, like, my brain was dead after it. But it was also a very great experience, because both of these languages, I don't really feel comfortable speaking them, so I kind of felt proud after it, yes. So all in all, it is kind of exhausting, but at the same time very cool. You know, you speak 4 languages every single day. There have been a few times when I've learned the new vocabulary in a way that, you know, I kind of either embarrassed myself or it just, you know, has sounded funny. So for example, I was cooking lunch yesterday in the kitchen, and suddenly my flatmate comes in and she just asks me, what are you cooking? So I was preparing lentils, and I wasn't really sure how to say lentils. I remembered a word that to me sounded like they should be lentils. So I said lentillas, and my flatmate was just staring at me, and she was like, what? Pasta? And I'm like, no, lentillas, are they And then I took the package of the lentils, and then I read it, and it was actually lentejas, because lentillas are contact lenses. So I technically told her that I'm cooking contact lenses for my lunch. I mean, happens, at least it was funny at the end. The second, a bit more awkward story is when we were just having just an evening chill with our flatmates, and we were talking about dogs and pets, and I said that I'm allergic to animals. And then they obviously asked the question that has been asked the most from me ever since I was born: what are you allergic to? And there's like a huge list, so I started off mentioning everything I'm allergic to, and then I came up to the point where I wanted to say that I'm allergic to preservatives. I didn't know the word in Spanish, so I kind of used this strategy of taking a word in English and then pronouncing it the Spanish way, because sometimes you can do that. But well, this time, well, I did the same thing, so I took like preservatives and said preservativos. And they were just staring at me, and I was staring at them. And then one of my friends asked, you mean like latex? And I was confused because latex has nothing to do with preservatives. And I said no. And they started obviously explaining what did I mean. You know those substances they put into food to make them last longer. And then she was like, oh, you mean conservantes? I suppose so. Because then she said that, well, preservativos actually, you know, mean condoms. So I technically said that I'm allergic to condoms. Well, I'm not. So I feel like it's well, at least now I do know how to say preservatives in Spanish. That was so awkward. But I mean, at least now I have a story to tell, and I remember the word very well. That's it. So far. Thank you for watching, and hasta la vista, baby. No one actually says that. This is not what you would say, but bye.